Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whichever time you are watching, welcome to Veda classes. Today, in this session, we will be discussing Land Acts reforms and amendments. As well, we will be discussing the questions asked in the examination of Revenue Surveyor conducted by Sikkim Public Service Commission. In this session, we will be discussing 50 objective questions on Land Acts, reforms, and amendments. So let's begin. In Sikkim, the department responsible for revenue administration is Land Revenue and Disaster Management Department. In the assessment year 2011-12, the BPL population in Sikkim was 8.19%. In the early days, the people seeking for settlement in rural areas used to pay a kind of token to landlord and mandal. This is known as pesgi, meaning advance money. The law of Sikkim, which prohibits transfer of land belonging to a Bhutia or Lepcha to a non-Bhutia or Lepcha without the consent of the Darbar or government, is Land Revenue Order number 1. Any person who cultivates land belonging to another person on the condition that he shall provide a fixed amount of cash or crop to the landowner is called Kutiyadar. Certificate of identification is issued by district collector. Under the right to fair compensation and transparency in Land Acquisition, Rehabilitation and Resettlement Act 2013, landowners are entitled to receive solatium at the rate of 100% of the market rate of land. The new Land Acquisition Act has been enforced with effect from 1st January 2014. Documents issued to landowner which contains details of land owned by him is called Parcha. Revenue Order number 1 was issued in the year 1917. Tax for land paid by any landowner to the government is known as khazana. A person can lease his or her land to another person for a maximum period of 99 years. During registration of land in favor of any person, a notice of 1 month is issued for inviting claims and objections. What is the function of revenue surveyor? Collection of land revenue, preparation of maps, survey of land. Under the Land Acquisition Act, land can be acquired for public purpose. When any person is displaced during acquisition of his or her land under the new act, he or she is also entitled for one-time settlement allowance. An index register to a block of map is called khasra. If land under the new Land Acquisition Act is been acquired by any company, consent of 80% of landowner is required. Full form of SIA, Social Impact Assessment. During acquisition process, the Social Impact Management Plan is prepared along with Rehabilitation and Resettlement Scheme. The Social Impact Assessment report is required to be made available in local language. Provision for exemption of SIA under the Right to Fair Compensation and Transparency in Land Acquisition, Rehabilitation and Resettlement Act 2013 is provided in Section 24. During social impact assessment study, public hearing is in affected area is mandatory under law. New Land Acquisition Act ensures compensation of up to 2 times of the market value for land in urban areas. Full form of RFCTLARR, Right to Fair Compensation and Transparency in Land Acquisition, Rehabilitation and Resettlement Act. Who is Tehsildar, key officer in revenue administration and exercise power of assistant collector. Who is Mandal, local government. Who is Dewan, chief officer. Who is Revenue Commission, administration and management of taxes and customs. With how many countries does Sikkim share its border? 3. Under the Land Acquisition Act, the Social Impact Assessment Study is conducted by SIA unit. What is the maximum period under which an award under Section 11 of LARR Act should be granted? 12 months. Section 41 provides special provisions for SC and ST. When is consent required? For government project, no consent of landowner is required. For public-private partnership, 70% consent of landowner is required. For private project, 80% consent of landowner is required. In case of land acquisition, SIA is necessary unless and until this is urgency. If the project is for irrigation, then environment impact assessment is required. If the project does not start in 5 years, the land acquired under the Act has to be returned to the original owner. Compensation in case of rural area, 4 times of market rate has to be given. Right to fair compensation and transparency in land acquisition, Rehabilitation and Resettlement Act 2013 is replaced by Land Acquisition Act 1894. What is land acquisition? Government private company purchasing private land for public purpose. Land is the subject matter of state government. Acquisition and requisitioning of property is included as a subject in concurrent list. Section 4 deals with preparation of social impact assessment study. Under which section public hearing for social impact assessment is included? Section 5. Which section makes notification necessary for land acquisition under Land Acquisition Rehabilitation Resettlement Act, LARR Act, Section 11. Who introduced land reforms in India? J.C. Kumarappan. Who started Zamindari system? L. Cornwallis, 1793. Which state initiated the eradication of Zamindari system? Uttar Pradesh after independence. Operation Barga is related to protection of the sharecroppers. When was Urban Land Ceiling Act passed? 1976. The social impact assessment report is required to be made available in local languages. With this, we discussed 50 objective questions. Thank you for watching.